Islam, you hear this black music, it's not including the video. I notice a lot of times lately, more so than ever, African Americans predominantly, they'll start playing the music really, really loud of R&B when they drive by. Usually predominantly have been black males. Imani and I stopped listening to R&B music. I don't listen to R&B music anymore. And unless they claim a nationality, I think I'm correct to say black music, because a lot of the music that was created was from Moors before they reclaimed their true self, or some never did. Some got caught up and stuck in the status of African American and black. So I don't listen to R&B music anymore. I don't listen to rhythm and blues. I have disconnected myself from that energy completely. Islam Sheikh Dwayne Bey. That's my choice at this moment. Now, will I return? Possibly. In the far, far, far future, I might listen to something. But like years and years in the future. But there's no way I'm gonna listen to the music today. That's my choice this day and time, because I think it's important to disconnect myself from that energy right now, because I'm developing who I am spiritually. And too many times I notice unclean spirits use music. It could be pale skin music, not just R&B music, or hard rock, I should say, or Spanish. But many times unclean spirits use music to force engage. And so that's one of the connecting dots in reference to spiritual possession or mental possession, music, and then also to breeding. So when I think back in time, when all these songs were being created about sex, and you had so many citizens or people all around the world having a lot of sex. And now we know we are among unclean spirits and unnatural spirits. Some of them don't know what they were having sex with. They have no idea what they were having sex with. And then that connects to teenage pregnancy. My baby daddy. So I disconnected myself from music in that manner because I have connected how unclean, unnatural spirits can use it for forced mental engagement and mental possession, because they're trying to breed. And so that which controlled them, and also was controlling the music industry that knew what was going on, allowed this to happen. Just like they're allowing it to happen today, but now it's more in the open. So then they put well, for example, on this landmass, they put the citizens on TV as though they were crazy and out of control. My baby daddy has 10 baby mamas. My baby daddy has 6, 7 baby mamas. 25 kids. So you had the TV using talk shows and exploiting the mental possession of the citizens on this landmass. Because they knew, because you're dealing with artificial intelligence or humanoid robots that was being controlled as a satellite. They knew, and so you had people laughing all around the world, and then they would show different other countries and what they are experiencing that was away from divinity, and you had Americans looking like, oh, I'm glad I'm not them. So a lot of disconnect of what's going on. So you had many countries being manipulated, the people in the countries, many places all around the world. When I say world, Earth, planet Earth, where you have different worlds that are created, and they're being manipulated and don't realizing that they're being manipulated pretty much by the same unclean, unnatural energy. How many places all around planet Earth in different nations have TVs? That never had TVs before. In fact, some places, in order to demonstrate your status and wealth, if you didn't have a TV in your house, it's like, what's wrong with you? You don't got a TV? How much money you making? This pale skin, the pale skin just put up 2 fingers apiece. They are literally being depopulated, and they saying peace. The last time I looked at statistics, they said the pale skin is so low in population. It's so low in population. At first they said it was a little bit. These are what they consider white people on this landmass. They said first they said they thought it was going to be a certain amount of numbers by, I think it was 2040 or something like that. But they said the population of the so-called white, but we know that's not the correct term for them, is decreasing so much, and yet they running around, they still saying peace. They still saying peace. Now, a lot of them was affected by different sicknesses. A lot of them affected by different sicknesses and viruses. A lot of them were killed by different sicknesses and viruses. But they still go around and they say peace. That guy probably could have been connected to the United States Navy or Army. Who knows? He could have been connected to the military or the police. I don't know. So what I'm demonstrating is mental possession. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is speak about my day. It is so when I see them saying peace, remember we are among unclean, unnatural spirits. So they're going to say peace because they could be mentally possessed. If you are in complete peace, Islam, then you definitely don't have to demonstrate it in that manner. I think peace is from within. That means you don't have to force yourself upon anyone. You don't have to rape. You don't have to molest. You don't have to behave violently. You don't have to infringe on someone's freedom and rights if you are in peace. If you are in peace, there would be no need for the injustices that we see and experience on a day-to-day basis all over the planet. If there is true peace going on by those that are in a higher form, I should say not higher form, but are able to see and connect all over the planet. But we know that there's not peace in that manner. Peace is from within. I know. That's why I just leave it at that. I know there's not peace in that matter. One of the things I was posting was a lot of other countries and what they're experiencing. A lot of protesting. Because it's easy to just focus on your area of what you experienced in your area and not realizing all over the planet in different countries, people are experiencing different harms and violence, and some they don't even show anymore. I remember in South Africa this past year and last year, it was so bad, according to what I was getting from a source. But then they stopped posting about South Africa. Places like Greece. It's not light because it's all over, but what I'm demonstrating is you have different violent energies that are happening all over the planet, and yet you still have entities running around saying peace. Because if you are in an illusion, a delusion of what reality is and what's really going on, are you going to start protecting yourself spiritually and mentally and doing things that will help you not become mentally ill, not become abusive, not become violent, not be one of the ones that are part of the problem? No, because you think everything is okay. So this is why I connect why you have some entities running around saying peace when they know it's no peace. They know it's no peace. So Abraham Lincoln in Gettysburg Address, he spoke about demonstrating a government for the people and by the people. Now that is a form of peace. Let me wait before And Abraham Lincoln was also the president that implemented the initial Emancipation Proclamation. So the initial Emancipation Proclamation said that he needed to implement constitutional law in order to get the people back in the constitutional fold. I remember the National Grand Sheik, Joe Arrington-Bey, pointed out in the preamble of the Constitution, the Organic Constitution, he said, you can find love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice in the preamble of the Constitution. The word peace. And he made us look at where to find love, truth, peace in the preamble of the Constitution. And love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And freedom and justice. And then also with the 13th Amendment with 20 sections, in section 19, it states that we are all free. All men are forever free. So if those that keep running around saying peace, if they really believe there was peace, then they would be naturalized under the Organic Constitution of freedom. If they truly believe that there was peace, but they know it's not. They know people are suffering all over the planet. They know it's no peace. And they know they have many people programmed to think it is. So those that don't implement constitutional laws of freedom, I can see why they'll run around and say peace. Because if they implement constitutional laws of freedom, then there will be true peace. So today, as I was earning money at Burger King, I felt 4 sharp pains here in my chest. I don't know where it was coming from, but once again, right here. And as I was going to, Phyllis, the manager, told me twice she don't want me to touch her hand or something. So I'll give you an example. So I mean, she's done this before, where I try to grab money from her. She doesn't want me to grab the money from her so many times. I give her a space. She still don't want me to stand next to her. So I give her space. So today, she was like, Rhonda, make the shake. I said, okay. So I was starting to make the chocolate shake. Or actually, she said, no, here, I'll make the shake. Excuse me. I was making a chocolate shake. And then, hold on, let me slow down because a black lady almost hit me. She almost hit me. Let me turn around and see. You see the black car? She was driving really fast. She almost hit me. You know, so many blacks, they keep talking about injustices. So many blacks. And yet, so many still say, they run around saying they paid for, and they'll imply that they paid for somebody. So, Allah is great. The spirit of Allah of freedom, the spirit of Allah of peace. And non-violence. Unless you have to protect yourself under Amendment 2, which that is according to constitutional law. So Phyllis said, she said, let me make the shake, hand me the cup. I was getting ready to hand her the cup, and then she put her hand down. I said, oh, I apologize. So I put the cup down. I said, you don't want me to touch your hand? She said, no, I do not. I said, okay, no problem. And I made sure I asked her. I said, you don't want me to touch your hand because this has been going on for a long time. She said, no, I do not. So I put the cup down. And I told her, I sanitize my hands all the time. Then in front of the customer, but she was walking away, so she was grabbing something from the container in front of my register. It looked like the container was sliding and about to, it could have slid over and fall. So I tried to lightly grab the container, and she walked away. And as she walked away, she said, "Don't touch me." So I was like, and I said, I wasn't trying to, and the customer heard me. I said, I apologize. I was just trying to tell my manager I wasn't trying to touch her. And because the customer thought I was talking to her or him. So I don't know why she doesn't want me to touch her, stand next to her, but this has been going on for a very, I can't tell you how long because it's been so long. But I just give her, it's not because I don't want to stand next to her and do fries. It's not because I don't want to help out with the pushing some, It's sometimes, a few times, it seems like she doesn't mind me standing behind her or whatever. So I don't know. So last week, or approximately about a week ago, a black male came in, and he was like, he had on an Annapolis City uniform. He said, he said, can you help a brother out? I said, can I help a brother out? I said, you a brother? And he said, yeah, can you help a brother out? I said, I don't have any brothers. He said, you don't have any brothers as a black male. He had on a Annapolis City uniform. I said, no, I don't have any brothers. And I just looked at him like that. And then he said, do you have any sisters? Then he tried to, and I just looked at him and I was like, and I know I gave him a puzzling look and just tried to stay in a professional manner. Then he like, Phyllis, and he called on Phyllis, but Phyllis, she turned around quickly. So he knew Phyllis's name, but she turned around quickly. And she didn't engage as far as what I seen, unless she engaged through through body language and other forms of where you can engage. But I didn't see because I continued to keep doing my job. But I thought it was odd because once again, so many times, like I said, black males and females are those keep saying brother. Around extended stay America, they saying brother loves you and so forth. I'm having issues with my tablet. Tablet freezes up, and like a robot, someone is saying brother and so forth. And in reference to the constitutional law, if you are among a military force or police force that haven't been naturalized, then and once again, naturalized, that means you are naturalized in the organic constitution where the word and the energy of peace truly exists. Peace, not terrorism or acts of terrorism, not sex trafficking, not money laundering, not drug dealing, not any form of abuse or any form of violence. Where you have been naturalized in the divine, in that organic instrument of freedom and truly peace, okay? That means you really, this is peace, you are implementing peace, then you demonstrate such things. So what I did was, recently I posted on Twitter how Imani and I, we are looking into purchasing a firearm for protection because I've had to call the cops so many times in Annapolis. And firearm is connected to Amendment 2 in the constitutional rights, and it's important to do that because at first, I didn't think. I was like, I don't know if I want to purchase one, but now I see, because I have had to call the police too many times in reference to protection of myself. And when you have those that are African American, male and female, and those that speak Spanish, but so I would say those are the main groups. Or anywhere you go, it doesn't have to be that group, but anywhere you go, and they're saying brother paid or we paid, I paid, and they are trying to implement a form of human slavery or bondage or some form of when you say paid and you saying that you are trafficking, some form of trafficking, then I think it's important not only to protect yourself according to constitutional laws, but protect yourself by documentation and calling the police, even though some of them may be corrupt, and documenting. So I'm saying this because I didn't. Once again, I don't know why Phyllis does not want to touch my hand or want to touch me in reference to basic communication of handing money to money, bag to bag to a customer, and so forth. But what it does is it makes it seem easier for when the African American male, because both of them are African American unless they claim a nationality, males, for instance, James and Thomas, when they come on, it's like, okay, they're at the fry station. I stand next to the African American male to do fries. If they need, if they want to hand me money or a bag of food, I take the food from them. So it's sort of like, it's like, okay, Phyllis a woman doesn't want me to touch her or have any form of engagement in that manner. But then when the African American males, or let's say clear nationality, I'm just giving a description, makes it easier for me to work with them, whether it's standing next to them to do fries, push sandwiches, just basic money exchange. I need ones to hand me the ones. I need hand me the tray of food to hand to a customer, just the basic. So I think that's it's a little odd, and this has been going on for a extremely long time. And let me make sure my body, because it's easy to my thoughts could be manipulated. So I'm gonna lean up against here, make sure I get everything out. So today was a very odd day in reference to that and some other things, but I just said, you know what, I'm gonna do my job and stay professional. A lot of times I did hear something that reminded me, also in Annapolis, Sheet Dwayne Baffa Baby, I'm Moorish American Nation and Family. A lot of times I notice, and excuse how I look, because I know I'm probably not looking too pretty right now, but a lot of times I notice some citizens would say they're gonna rape her, they're gonna rape them, and I've heard this so many times, and as if they are trying to demonstrate some form of concern or justify some form of concern of why they are behaving in a certain manner, why they are making their presence known or whatever. Like literally. So imagine someone stalking your room or your home or your child or your wife or whomever, and the reason, and so you have made it clear you don't want to have anything to do with them, okay? So and when I say someone, it could be something. It could be a spirit, unclean spirits that think they are werewolves, an unclean spirit that think it's a birdman, an unclean spirit that's call themselves artificial intelligence, but we know it's a laboratory freak, an experiment that can control technology. And if they can take money out your account, they definitely can figure out a way to pay you as well, and so that you can put money in your account unlawfully. Islam. So if they imagine a government or a entity is trying to implement a reason why someone is stalking a woman, a man, their children, and then they realize it's not working. So then they start thinking of different ways to create a criminal act of harm and violence, so that it can be so that they can seem as though they implemented some form of justification of why a laboratory freak, an experiment, or an unclean spirit is stalking and somehow following a woman, a man, or their children. Now that's a sick thought, but if you think about it, if they are mentally ill and mentally unbalanced, where they cannot conceive the basic form of civilization or civilized thought, they are outside of natural law, why would it make sense to them to not behave in a violent, unjust manner? It won't. So this is where cannibalism comes about. You have different forms of cannibalism. Different forms of acts against humanity. Different forms of acts against humanity. Islam. It is April the 29th, 2022.